Hi guys, how are you? I'm so excited that you decided to tune into this video because you've either found this video via signing up for our free 7-day class pass, or you're just curious about Ocean Dance Force. You stumbled upon this video on our Facebook page or blog and are wondering, how do we structure our classes at the studio, and how do you make sure that your child is in the right level? Well, I have all the answers for you today, and I am so excited to share them with you. Hi, my name is Cheryl Infante, and I'm the owner and artistic director of Ocean Dance Force, located in Manasquan, New Jersey. I also have a degree in dance from Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and I also am a guest teacher and adjudicator for a national dance competition. So I'm so excited to delve all this information with you, and I'm going to start by separating everything by genres. Our first genre that I'd like to go over with you is our ballet genre. Now that's the class that I teach, so I can delve really deep into it for you. We have 7 levels at Ocean Dance Force in ballet. The first one starting with our ballet combo class. Now this is a 45-minute class that starts 30 minutes of ballet creative movement, incorporating ballet technique with fun games and activities and use of imagination, refining gross motor skills and listening skills. That also is included with 15 minutes of a tap class. That tap class is geared towards making sure that the child is connecting with the floor and learning basic tap steps like what is a shuffle, what is a flap, and making sure we're marching and and working on the music and listening to that musicality. Our next level is the Ballet Beginnings class, or some people call it a pre-ballet class. It starts with the basic technique, right? That age, I would say, well, for the ballet combo class, I would say that's ages 2 to about 4 or 5. This class, the Ballet Beginnings class, the ages range between 5 to about 7 or 8. In this class, they're starting to learn what a ballet technique class is. We take out the ballet bar. They are learning more technical steps. By now, they should know what first position through 5th position is. They also should know all of their ballet arms and basic ballet bar combinations. We also focus on center work such as petit allegro, as well as across the floor movements like grand allegro, like big jumps. The next level from that is our Ballet One Class, and this starts at about age 7. The reason why we do give age ranges in our beginning classes is because if they're starting at age 7, they're fine to start in the Ballet One Class. They haven't missed that much technique where they will be completely lost or feel overwhelmed. But it does happen as they move up, they may feel overwhelmed. So we start out with age ranges in the beginning of our classes, and you'll see as we move up, we kind of we steer away from age and more about ability. But this Ballet One class is for about ages 7 and up. Here we're really focusing on a ballet class. We're doing a full ballet bar, we're going across the floor, and we're working on center work. And from there it just keeps moving up. So the Ballet 2 class, we're working on more complex steps such as, waltzes, pirouettes, balances, adagio. All of those things are getting incorporated into the class. And the class is longer too. That one is a full hour of class. Moving on to level 3. This is where the ballet technique really starts to take off, and why I really try to steer away from age, especially at this level. Dancers who have been dancing for quite a long time are now being considered for point class, and the class pace moves very quickly. The terminology is used frequently, and they should know or have a basic understanding of the full vocabulary of ballet technique. Our next level is the Ballet 4 level, and that is the start of our advanced classes. Those dancers are generally in point shoes. Some of them choose not to be, but a majority of them are in point at least a year at that point. And they absolutely have the technique down, and now we're working on refining that technique and making it the performance quality and focusing on the execution and the body placement at that point. Then we move up to our level 5, which is our highest level at Ocean Dance Force. That goes up to, that's our highest advanced level, and it is an invitation only class, meaning the teacher needs to evaluate the student and formally invite them to take the class. We just want to make sure we're setting a strict standard of technique and dance ability at that point, because those are for the students who, even though they may not want to move on for a career in dance, are serious enough about it that they show up regularly and know ballet inside and out and are really working on the fine-tuning details of ballet. Now, the next two genres I'm going to go over have a similar structure to their classes, and as far as the vocabulary, they are quite similar as well. And that's our lyrical and our jazz classes. So you may not hear me go as much into detail with them, but they are still very similar. Our lyrical class has 4 levels. It starts with Lyrical 1, and I would suggest that that's for ages 4 and up. So if they're between 4 and about even up to age 8, they would probably start in that level. That is our beginning level for lyrical. There they will learn, again, the basic terminology of dance steps and what can be expected for them. Next is our Lyrical 2 class, which is our intermediate level, beginner advanced level. So you've got some beginners in there, but they have somewhat of a basic idea. Maybe they've taken ballet before, maybe they've taken jazz before, so they have an understanding of what dance technique is needed. Lyrical 3 is our intermediate advanced class. Again, that class is a little bit more fast-paced. Terminology is used quite frequently, and the vocabulary of ballet technique and jazz technique is used a lot. So you would want to make sure that your child knows what those are, can do a basic pirouette, knows what a grand jeté is or a saut de chat, knows how to string together musically combinations so that they're dancing full out. Our last level is the Lyrical 4. It's our advanced level. Again, they must know what the vocabulary of dance is and have strong dance technique at that point. Our next level is the jazz levels, and our jazz levels have 5 classes. There's 5 levels to jazz. Again, our jazz 1, ages 4 and up, right? 4 to about 8. And then you're going into jazz 2, which is our beginner advanced class. So you can still be a beginner and take that, but you would want to have some prior knowledge of dance so that you're not quite so overwhelmed, because the classes, as they increase in advancedness, the quickness and the intensity of the class moves up higher too. Next is our Jazz 3 class. That is a intermediate class. Again, they don't have to have a perfection in the technique, but they've got to know vocabulary of jazz technique and know what this teacher is speaking about musicality-wise and technique-wise to not feel overwhelmed. Our next class is our Jazz 4 class. That is an advanced class, and again, just like in the ballet class, you must have a vocabulary of dance. You've got to know what jazz dance is in a deep form, and then our highest level is a Jazz 5, which again, just like in ballet, all of our level 5 classes are invitation only, meaning the teacher has individually and formally invited you into the class. That is our truly advanced class. It's the highest level you can go, and it is for students who are serious about dance, even if it's just at a recreational standpoint. Next is our hip hop classes. Here we're really focusing on style and musicality. So those are really important factors that are taken into account. And musicality is not always necessarily a natural thing. Sometimes it needs to be taught. So while it is the most relaxed form of dance, it still can be overwhelming if you've never done it before and you're placed in the wrong class that's too high for your ability, because the class does, as they increase, again, they move quicker, the steps become more intricate, and the musicality becomes more strict. So we have 6 levels to hip hop, beginning with our introduction to hip hop, and that is for ages 3 to about 6. Here they're going to learn basic hip hop steps, basic musicality, and basic style. From there, you're moving into hip hop 1, which is about ages 6 and up. Again, if you are 6, you don't have to, or 7, and you've never done hip hop before, you don't need to start at the introduction to hip hop. You can still go into that level 1 class, and your child will still feel confident and come out with a smile on their face because they won't feel overwhelmed or like the class is too hard for them. It's another good beginner class to start with. Our hip hop 2 class is after that. Again, moving up, the style becomes a little bit more important there, and the musicality as well. The steps begin to become more intricate, and they start to become more advanced for the students to learn. It's a quicker paced class. Next is our hip hop 3 level, and that is our intermediate class. By here, they should have a basic knowledge of what hip hop is, what hip hop style is. They should have an in-depth knowledge of what musicality is, and they should be able to repeat back stylistically what the teacher has required of them. From there, we move into our hip hop 4 class, which is the beginning of one of our advanced classes. Here, intricate style and movement is really important, as well as musicality. And from there, you go into the hip hop 5, which again is by formal invitation only, and it is a truly advanced class. It moves very quickly, and it is for the more serious student. Again, even if only recreationally, they are taking it seriously. Our tap classes, there are 5 levels in our tap class. It starts with the ballet combo, and I know it doesn't have the word tap in the name, but as you've heard in the video before, 30 minutes of ballet, 15 minutes of tap. They're going to get those basic tap needs that when they move up into tap 1, they'll already have an understanding of what is a shuffle, what is a flap, how to get those sounds out of those feet from those shoes, and they will be better prepared for that tap level 1. Again, that goes from ages about 2 to 4 or 5 years old. Our tap 1, a beginner class, again, if you came to ODF and your child did not get to take the combo class, not to worry, the level 1 class is still a great introduction to tap. And that, I would say, is about ages 5 or 6 and up. Again, they're learning the basic tap technique. They're going a little bit more in depth. They're starting to learn cramp rolls and buffaloes, and some, even if the class moves quickly enough, they can start learning basic time steps, which I think is great. We're in tap. Tap 3 also is really important. That one's our intermediate level. You should know what tap dance is, and you should have a large vocabulary of tap as you go into that tap 3 class. I wouldn't suggest that one for a beginner. And then tap 4, which is our most advanced tap class. That one goes into a very intricate style, detail, and vocabulary that you would need to know. It is not for beginners or people who have never danced tap before. Our modern classes have 2 levels to them. There's a beginner modern, and there's also an advanced modern class. Miss Lauren, our modern teacher, is amazing. And actually, she was my modern teacher when I was growing up, which is so amazing because she really knows what she's talking about. She really has been inside the modern dance world for a really long time, and she really has an understanding of what especially college level classes are looking for, and it not being so much about the tricks and the fouette turns, but about creating true artists. And I think Miss Lauren is really great at doing that. So our beginning modern class is for anyone who has never taken modern before, regardless of age. Yes, you may be 16 and never taken modern before. You will have to go into the beginning modern class, which may include students who are younger than you. But the point is that there is so much style that is completely opposite of the other genres we've talked about today that you really have to have in mind understanding of how modern dance works. It's so important to get those basic, from standing up straight to being, in a contraction, hunched over type of thing. And it's not as easy as it sounds. So it's very important that we stress that if you've never taken modern before, you must take the beginning modern to get that basic level down. And then we have an advanced modern class. That is for students who have an understanding of what modern dance is, what the technique requires from you, and how it is different from every other genre that is offered. Again, you probably want to have at least 1 to 2 years experience in modern to be able to stay up to date in that class. Also, we have 2 acting classes, which is so amazing. We're starting to build an acting program here at Ocean Dance Force. And that one is by age, 12 and under and 13 and up. We have those 2 classes. We separated by age for right now because that basically is in reference to the type of material that they may go over, and their maturity level and attention span, that they can maybe handle a little bit longer of a scene or maybe more of a mature scene versus something that's a little bit more kid-friendly and fun, and maybe game-centered for those 2 acting classes. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope this clarified a little bit on how we structure our classes here at Ocean Dance Force. And I really would say if you have any other questions, feel free to post in the comments below, or like this post if I answered your questions. And also, if anything else, if you still are confused as to where to place your child at Ocean Dance Force, you can always call us at 732-223-8444, which I will post in the comments below, so you don't have to worry about remembering it. Again, if I have any other questions, feel free to contact us, and I hope to see you in class. Thanks a lot. Bye, guys.